Game 4 review of Capitals versus Vegas. Capitals now lead the series 3-1 with a 6-2 win in Game 4. And have a chance to win the series in 5 in Vegas on Thursday night. And to win the first ever Stanley Cup in Washington in their 43-year history. So I hope they do it. I'm a Leafs fan, but I want to see Ovi win the cup. So Vegas is their first year. They'll have lots of chances to win the cup. It's just Washington, they haven't won a cup. It was like Nashville and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's already have 4 cups. So this is now I want Washington to win because Vegas is a new franchise, and it's kind of cheap that they stole all the players. There's some good players they stole Vegas. That's the only why they got to the finals, because of Marc-Andre Fleury. And it wasn't really, some of the goals weren't really his fault. The defense, I think Vegas is too tired though now. Vegas, the first game, Washington was just, it was in Vegas too. So Washington, Vegas had the advantage in that game. But other than that, Washington's been all over Vegas. Ever since the second game, Washington's been all over Vegas. And now Washington's 1 win away from winning their first ever cup. And the first period there, Washington had a good start. Oshie scored in half the period there, at the 9:54 mark. He scored, and it was assisted by Kuznetsov and Backstrom. That was 1954 first period, and it was a power play goal. And then Tom Wilson scored his 5th, assisted by Kuznetsov, just the one assist there. And it was 16:26 of the first period. No power play, just a regular goal. And then Smith-Pelly scored with 20 seconds left of the first period, 1939. Assisted his 6th, and Nishkin his 8th, and Ovi got his 12th assist. And that was 3-0 after the first period. Washington just, they dominated the first period. And so it's 3-0 after Washington. Washington scored 3 goals in about 10 minutes span to get a 3-0 lead. And then the second period, Vegas wasn't even in the first 2 periods. John Carlson scored an Ovechkin type goal, his 5th of the playoffs, and Kuznetsov got his 3rd assist of the game, his 18th, and Oshie with his 12th, and it was 15:27 of the second. That was the only goal of the second period. John Carlson, his 5th. And Vegas, they weren't even in this game. They hit so much post. James Neal, in the first period, man. Oh my God. If he would have got that in, that would have been a game changer. It would not have been 3-0 after the first period. It probably would have been 1-1 after the first period if James Neal would have got that goal, the first goal of the game. So after 2 periods, it's 4-0 Washington. I think after the third goal, Vegas was they just gave up. And then the third period, Vegas they just woke up. James Neal scored almost 6 minutes into the period, his 6th. Hala and Miller got the assists at 5:43 of the third period. That was they needed that goal in the first 5-6 minutes of the period. And then Riley Smith scores his 4th. Marchessault and Sabiza got the assist there on the goal. 12:26, and that was kind of late. It was 4-2, but Vegas would need another goal in the next, a goal in every 2 or 3 minutes to tie the game. And after that Riley Smith goal, I didn't really see Vegas really scoring much and getting much opportunities. Washington played a good game. Holtby played a good game. The first 2 periods played good, and then the third period he let 2 goals in there. So yeah. And then Kepney scores his first goal of the finals, his second goal of the playoffs. Backstrom and Oshie get the assist at the 13:39 mark of the third period to make it 5-2 Washington. That just sealed the game up for Washington there. And then Brian Conley scored a power play goal, his 6th, Backstrom and Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov's 4th assist of the game, his 19th of the postseason, and it was 1851, a power play goal, Brent Connolly. And that was the 6th goal, and that was the insurance. That was basically just the insurance goal. Vegas wasn't coming back from a 6-2 lead with like a minute left. And I think Holtby had a good game. Fleury, he's too tired though. He's played like in the last 2 finals, but he's played a lot of hockey in the last 2 years. He didn't play in the World Cup, but he played like in 2 Stanley Cup. He played in 2 Stanley Cup playoffs runs there for Pittsburgh the last 2 years. But he didn't play in the finals. Murray's played in both finals. But Fleury's played like last year's playoffs. He played up until Game 3 of the Ottawa series. And then Murray. But if he would have played that whole Ottawa series last year, he would have been too tired. He would have been too tired for Vegas this year. If he would have played the whole playoffs last year, he would have been too tired. The rest of the Ottawa series and the National series, he would have been too tired. But Fleury, man, 24 saves on 30 shots. Yeah, 30, like 6 goals against on 30 shots, man. Like, Fleury's getting tired, and Washington has scored, only led in 3 goals, man. Hope he's been playing good in Washington. Because he let 1 goal in, and the 3rd game, and he let 2 goals in this game, so it's 3. So Holtby's been playing really good. Holtby had 21 saves on 23 shots, and Holtby's been playing good ever since the game. Ever since like that save he made in Game 2, Holtby's been just playing really well. Like he's been playing outbeating Fleury, man. I think if Washington does the same thing in Vegas, like they get up to 1 or 2-0 start before the end of the second, they don't let a goal in. If they go up 2-0 after the first period in Game 5, I think Vegas will take the cup. I think Washington will take the cup in Vegas. And I said before Game 1, I said if Washington wins the cup in Vegas in either 5 or 7, Ovi's gonna go to the casinos or whatever down with the cup. Yeah, and Kuznetsov's got 4 points. I think Kuznetsov had a good game though. He didn't he stepped it up. He knew this was a must-win game because if they tied it up, it'd be anyone's series after this game. Vegas would have tied it up, but Kuznetsov had a massive game with 4 assists. Who else? Backstrom played a good game. 3 assists for Backstrom. He has 17, 2 behind Kuznetsov. So Backstrom and Kuznetsov are like in the top 2 right now with assists in the playoffs. Ovechkin, his 12th. Oshie with 2 assists and a goal. So Oshie with 3 points. Kuznetsov with 4 points. Tom Wilson got 1 point. Smith Pelly 1 point. Nishikin 1 point. Ovi 1 point. Yeah, that's it. And Brent Connolly 1 point and Kempty 1 point. Yeah, 6-2. 6-2. Washington's up 3-1. And let's hope Washington can take the next game in Vegas and win their first ever cup in their 43-year history. So, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.